So we serve children with and without special needs throughout Milwaukee County in a number of different ways. We have an early childhood center that is on site where we serve about 90 children. Then we are also doing the service coordination and providing therapies for children in birth to 3 programming throughout the county, as well as through the Children's Long-Term Support Program.
So Elliot was born on March 12th of 2020, like right before the world locked down because of COVID. And I had a pretty normal pregnancy, like nothing was ever out of the ordinary. I was never told that my son was unhealthy or there was anything wrong. And when he was born, he wasn't really eating normally. So they kind of said, oh, we'll leave him in the nursery for a few days and see if he starts eating. I just remember 2 doctors coming back into the room without Elliot. They were like, hey, we found some abnormal things on his tests. He has a heart murmur and, things just don't look how they should. And then about an hour later, he came back in and he was like, hey, your son has a congenital heart defect and he's gonna need open heart surgery. Then because we didn't have anyone in our family that ever had a heart disease or a heart defect, they had come and asked me, hey, do you want us to do some genetic testing to see if that's where the heart condition came from? And when she called me, she said that he had something called 22q, and it was basically a piece of his 22nd chromosome is deleted, and it can cause many things, but the list is super long. It's like developmental delays, speech delays, feeding problems, dental problems, seizures. And actually, just about a week ago, he got diagnosed with autism, and that's one of the things on that list as well. I was scared because you don't ever want your child to be different or have to deal with different things or need like an extensive amount of therapy. So like when I had Elliot and I knew that he needed extra help and maybe I wasn't gonna hear mom or maybe I wasn't gonna hear I love you from my son for I don't know how long.
So the Birth to 3 program, we contract with Milwaukee County and we service the children of Milwaukee County. So any child that has a delay in any area of development.
We are here to provide that early intervention so that kids can achieve their greatest potential.
Between the ages of birth to 2 years and then really birth to 3 years, it's the most exponential growth you're going to have in your brain. So that's the time you can really impact the trajectory of a child's life.
Every time that they came to see my son, they were just as excited to see my son as my son was to see them. The therapists he had with birth to 3 are like, they genuinely care about the kids they take care of.
Every last person here takes the mission seriously. All children can learn, if we can learn how to teach them, is not just a saying on the wall. I've seen it from the people at the front desk, to the teachers, to the therapists, the service coordinators that coordinate the care, and to the families that bring their children to us.
I mean, despite all his odds, he's crushing it. He's running, he's jumping, he's playing. And coming from a kid who was like a delayed crawler, a delayed sitter, delayed in almost all of the things he's doing, and now he's at the level of kids his age, And I feel like that mostly has to do with the physical therapy he was given. He's doing amazing despite all of his obstacles.
When you look back and seeing where they were 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, with all families is amazing, and to see the progress and goals that the kids have made, but also looking back and looking at the families, how much they have learned in teaching families how to be an advocate for their child, knowing what their child needs.
The therapies that we are providing are life-changing. To see a speech and language pathologist teaching a child who was nonverbal how to communicate, or an occupational therapist teaching a child who was immobile how to walk. These are things that our therapists and our service coordinators are doing every single day to have an impact on the children we serve.